Good morning from another foggy day. It's a bit overcast, so it's just fog, but I think it's still beautiful. I'm obsessed with fog this year. So I'm trying to get out every single time there's actually fog. And this morning I was lucky. So yesterday I thought it looks like the weather forecast had said it's foggy, and it is. So let's explore it a bit and see what wonderful things we can see. So I came into the forest and it's beautiful here as well. Of course, it's not as foggy maybe, but I wanted to come here for a long time when there's fog, and I'm glad that I finally made it. But another thing I wanted to tell you, I almost lost my phone. So before, when I was outside like the forest, I took some videos, took some photos, and then when I thought I was done, I wanted to move into the forest. I packed up all of my stuff and started walking towards the forest, and then after like 5 minutes, suddenly I saw my phone on the ground. And I was like, I wasn't aware I lost my phone until I saw it lying on the ground. So if it wasn't for me like seeing that phone on the ground, I would have just continued, and then at home at some point I would have missed my phone and I wouldn't have known where I lost it. So I was really, really lucky that I just, stumbled upon my phone on my way into the forest. And now I still have my phone, luckily. But that's really scary because, I wouldn't have known. For the past months, somehow I didn't really read a lot, and I'm trying to change that again. So I have 2 books on my e-reader that I haven't read yet, and I have this one book I picked up in Switzerland, and I'm gonna leave you the vlog that I made there. And I actually couldn't never understand the people that had the rule for themselves to read 10 pages a day, because I have no problem reading 100 pages a day, but somehow maybe I need that now. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna do something like that, but I just want to read a bit more again. Decided that I did enough reading, and now I'm gonna watch a K-drama that I've almost finished, and knit on the socks for my mom. It's the second pair that I haven't knit in Switzerland. That's the wrong episode. It's the right episode, but it started sometimes my phone and my computer don't tell each other where I was, so we have to go find where we were. Found it. But I'm also at the most difficult part of my sock, at the heel, and it's just annoying. And I can't really watch while I do that because it's very difficult. And I have to focus on here, and I need to read the subtitles, and I can't. So I just cut together everything that I recorded for this video so far. The last time I recorded was on Friday, today's Monday. And now after the weekend, I didn't record or do like any work on the weekend for like work-life balance reasons, which is actually the topic of today's podcast episode. When you see this, then it's been out for a few days, but I mean the podcast of like Paulina and me, and we talked about work-life balance there. But I'm about to record another podcast episode for my patrons right now. Those are like just me, and usually like 20 minutes, and you can access them from any patron tier. And today I think I'm going to talk about rest and like how I try to make sure that I rest enough, and how I also think it's difficult kind of society-wise and for me personally. So, you know, consider becoming a patron if you want to support me and if you want to have access to these podcast episodes. But the other podcast about work-life balance and all the other things we talk about is for free at all the places you can listen to podcasts, almost, I think. And if there's one missing, then let us know, and then maybe we can change it. So as you might know, podcast recording is done here in our bedroom, and that's because like my boyfriend and I both work from home in the same room. And so sometimes for vlogging, you know, as just before you see in the clip, when I talk for a minute, then of course it's okay. But if I talk for like half an hour and he wants to work in the same room and I want to like record, that's not working. So I'm here in this room, but this room is also really cold because we don't heat in here during winter, which means I'm gonna sit under this blanket to record the podcast. Ooh. This is podcasting gear light, just my microphone and my phone, and that's what I use when I record solo podcast. Hello and welcome back to the Patreon podcast. This week I do want to talk about rest, and I actually thought about this topic yesterday when I tried to fall asleep, and just now something else came to mind that I wanted to start with. Almost fell off. Actually, I wanted to go for a sunrise for this video, and I checked the weather for like over a week now for every single morning, and every time around the sunrise time it was overcast or raining. And so I decided to just come outside when it's sunshine during the day, because we've had some sunshine during the day, but just never at sunrise. By the title of this video you might guess what I want to talk about now. And right now I'm really feeling fine, but it's just something that's reoccurring again and again, and it's that I feel that I need a break. Like I feel overwhelmed, and I feel like it would be really beneficial to have some time off, and more so to get a mental break instead of a physical break, because as you might know, I have kind of a lot of time because I can plan and schedule my week as I like. When it comes to like the mental capacity and thinking about my job and my life and everything, sometimes it just gets overwhelming. And I find myself in these situations, and it's really kind of a snowball effect of maybe I'm tired, maybe I'm just uninspired, maybe I have to do something that I don't want to do. And then it kind of comes crashing down over me, because I think like, oh, I don't feel like doing that right now, but if I don't do that, like for my job, make this video for example, then I earn even less money, and because I'm already like earning the smallest amount that still supports my lifestyle, I can't earn even less money, which stresses me out more, which then makes me feel like, why can't I do that? Why is it like, am I the problem? Changing light here. spring sunshine. It's not always what it's... Let me take you closer. Maybe the audio quality is gonna be better like this. And I think this is kind of happening because my business and my passion and my livelihood, it's kind of all the same, and all of this has a lot to do with myself. Because I share so much about myself in my content always depends on how I'm feeling, if I'm creative enough, if I had like enough time to make the video and things like that. And so this is just intertwined so much with my personality and with my self-worth, kind of, that sometimes I feel it would be healthier if I could take these two apart, like having a personal life and a business life with nothing, and they have nothing in common. Now it's too bright again. So this is kind of just to explain how I feel sometimes. And the thing is that I'm very happy with my life. And so I almost feel bad for feeling bad, or at least I definitely feel bad for complaining, because I'm still like in a very privileged position, and I'm so happy that I can do this for a living, which I love, which gives me so much freedom. And sometimes it still sucks. What I actually want to share with you is also kind of what can I do when I'm in a situation like this. And I think a lot of us are in situations where we feel like we have no control, we have no motivation, we need to do stuff that we don't want to do, and we just feel like we need a push, we need something to bring us back up and to help us get more focused and trust in ourselves and move forward. And that's what I hope is going to be like the helpful part of this rant. And so a few things that I like doing is, for one, going outside to nature, because I think one of the main problems when being in a situation like that is that I feel bad, and then I procrastinate, and then I distract myself, and then I maybe consume too many YouTube videos, TV shows and things like that, and I don't even get the space to actually think and solve my problems. I don't have the power to like say, here, let's face this problem, let's fix it. And I think that's understandable, but we need to deal with it. And so one solution that really does work for me is go outside into nature, because when I'm outside, usually I don't consume anything. I'm not listening to music, I'm not listening to a podcast, I'm definitely not watching any videos or something like that. And so that gives me like the necessary break of like still feeling good because I'm outside in nature, because I'm like have some fresh air, get some movement in, and I still have like the time and space to think through the things. It allows me to break the cycle of being overwhelmed but not doing anything about it. And then the other thing that I think is really important is kind of just making a plan, because a lot of this like feeling overwhelmed for me is because I also kind of don't know where I stand. I don't know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, why it's not working, and things like that. And so one thing that always helps in the beginning is just write down my feelings, write down my problems, and as I either talk about it or write it down, I get clearer on what the problem actually is. And that is already very helpful, because sometimes as soon as like it's clear what's actually the problem, maybe I'm just hungry or tired, it's still also sometimes a bigger thing, something that's really bothering me, and now we need to change the lighting again. And for that there's like the next helpful step that comes after like realizing how I'm feeling and what the problem is, and that is kind of making a plan. And for me, that is like having a vision, in the sense of it doesn't have to be like a 10-year vision, what's my dream life. It's more so about, why am I doing this? Where is this supposed to take me? It's taking me into sunshine, please, this weather is annoying. And one really nice tool I like to use for that is actually a mood board, which means I arrange a few pictures that really resonate with me, that represent the feeling. So I may be collecting pictures about my summer, about the summer things I want to do, about the summer feelings I want to have. That doesn't have to be very specific, but that just really, really helps me to look at these pictures and know what I'm going for, and try to incorporate that feeling in my day-to-day life. I'm walking home, and there's one thing I want to add. Apart from the thing that make me feel better, I also think it's just okay to not feel good sometimes and to feel overwhelmed. And that's normal, and some things are out of my control. And so sometimes it's also just the best to try to be kind to myself, allow myself to feel down, and hope that it's going to be better again soon. Let me know what other kind of videos you would like to see, other kind of topics you'd like me to talk about, and I'm going to link you a video here that you can check out. And otherwise, I hope to see you in my next video. And now I'm going to walk home and edit this video and enjoy the sunshine a little bit. Goodbye.